Hi, this is Andrea with Yarn Packet Mama, and today I wanted to go over the Catherine wheel. So I've already chained up my chain, and for this Catherine wheel I'm using a multiple of 10 plus 6 plus 1 for the base chain. And let's get started. So for row 1, you're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. And you're going to do another single crochet to the next chain. And then you're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then work 7 double crochets into that following chain. Then from there you're going to skip 3 again, so 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 3, and that is the repeat for this row. And the repeat is going to be skipping 3 chains and then working 7 double crochet into 1 chain, skipping 3, and then working 3 double crochet, or 3 single crochets, excuse me. 3, and then in this last chain you're going to work 4 double crochets. And the 4 double crochets are actually making a half of the wheel so that it's nice and symmetrical on the edges. And that's row 1. This is going to be a longer tutorial, and that's okay. And then you'll have something that looks like this for row 1. Now I'm going to actually change colors because I want my second row to be a different color to make it more apparent of what's going on. So I'm going to change to gray and join that in. Alright, so now for row 2 we're going to turn our work. And you don't need to change yarn, but it makes the pattern more apparent when you do. So you are going to work 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2, and then you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to do 7 double crochets together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So because we're working these together, we're collecting the stitches and just leaving half of the stitch below. And you're going to have 8 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you're going to yarn over for the last one and pull through all the loops on the hook for your 7 double crochet together. And I should have been carrying my yarn over, that's okay. And then you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to work 3 single crochets, so 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and that's the repeat for this row. It's chain 3, 7 double crochets together, chain 3, 3 single crochets. And to finish off this round, you're going to actually end up chaining 3, and in the last 2, 3, 4 stitches, you're going to be working a 4 double crochet together. And I'll meet you at the end to show you that. And then we're going to work 4 double crochets together. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And a quick check is to count your loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 4 unfinished double crochets in the chain from the chain of 3 that we just did. And then you're going to yarn over, pull through all the loops on the hook, and there's your 4 double crochet together. Now we're going to turn for row 3. And on row 3, we're going to start by chaining 3, which will count as a stitch, a double crochet stitch. And then you're going to 3 double crochet into that first stitch, which is where we just chained from. So here's 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to be like the 4 together below where the chain counts as the first double crochet, and then we have 4 to make the half wheel. And then from here you're going to skip that chain of 3 and then do 3 single crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip this chain of 3 and you're going to work 7 double crochets into this center point, which is the 3rd chain in our chain from below. 1, I like to make sure that I counted right, because you know it can get away from you. 7. And then from here you're going to skip the chain 3 and work 3 single crochets. And that's the repeat for this row. It is skip the chain of 3 from the previous row, work 3 single crochets, skip the chain of 3, work 7 double crochets into the center point or the 3rd chain, and finish off this row. We are going to skip that last chain of 3 of the row and then work 2 single crochets. So to do this, skipping that chain of 3, this is the end, and then working 2 single crochet into the last 2 stitches. And this is where I'm going to change colors again, which you don't have to do if you don't want, but it does again make the pattern more apparent. Okay, so now for row 4. So we're going to turn our work. We're going to chain 3, which will count as our first double crochet stitch. And then we're going to work 3 together. And then pull through, and that will equate to like a 4 together because this is the first double crochet. And then we're going to chain 3, which is the beginning of our repeat for this row, followed by 3 single crochet. Chain 3, and then 7 double crochet together. And once I have 8 loops on my hook, I'm going to pull through all and chain 3, which is going to start our repeat over. So from here, it's with the 7 double crochet together for the amount of stitches that I did. And once we chain 3, we are going to go ahead and work. So I'm at the end of row 5, and I've chained 3 and worked 2 single crochets. And you're not going to work into the top of this chain because while it counts as a double crochet for the row below, it does not count in the context of you're going to work into it. So you're not going to work into that. You're going to turn your work. Oh, excuse me, I'm at the end of row 4. So at the end of row 4, chain 3, work 2 single crochet, and then you're going to skip this chain of 3. You're going to turn your work, and for row 5, we are going to 2 single crochet, skip this chain of 3, work 7 double crochets into the center point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then skip this chain of 3, work 3 single crochet, skip the next chain of 3, work 7 double crochets into the center point. And that is the repeat for this row. It is skip 3, 7 double crochet into the center point or the third chain in our chain of 3 from the row below, and then 3 single crochet. And then to finish out this row, you're going to skip this chain of 3 and you're going to work 4 double crochet into the next stitch. And while this chain of 3 counts as a stitch from the previous row, it does not count as a stitch in the way that you work into it because this was technically a 4 double crochet together. And I'm going to change colors here too to work the next row, and the next row will be a repeat of row 2. And that is the repeat for the Catherine wheel. It's rows 2 through 5 repeated, So once you go to row 5, you start over at row 2. And there we go. Yeah, thank you again for joining. This is the Catherine wheel, and as you can see, you get like this pinwheel sort of pattern. You do not have to change colors. I just did because it makes the pattern more apparent and more clear. You can certainly keep one color and you'll get the same texture. You just won't be able to see the delineation between the wheels as well. And then I would recommend ending on a row 2 because it gives you a nice flat edge, opposed to if you end on a row like 3 or 5, you'll have the up wheel, the curve of the wheel, which could be great for actually an edging to look kind of scalloped. But if you're planning on putting a border or something else, it will leave a nice flat edge and then also match the base row as well. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was helpful, and please come back for more.